nti you guy meeting na educate that's it.
Okay. We don't now also assess some more opportunity to do this presentation. Me share my screen first of all.
Yeah, Pacho, you are able to share.
Okay, just a moment, please. But you'll be on my screen now. That me go. Okay. I can't seem to see from here. I don't know why. Somebody will be home. Okay. Into my presentation, a very broken tree, so it didn't need a buffer. Okay. Your friend me Docas Jenfi and me a tax accountant. Let me one time me movie about they say more better. But it doesn't stop me from doing my job. So you can obet me, you know, like so people more filing the tax. The here say ubi pneumonia from making sure some credentials so you're eligible to file for you. Okay, so first of all, you better explain who Canada Revenue Agency is. So Canada Revenue Agency administers the income tax return for the whole of Canada. However, there's also Revenue Quebec and also a different one. Omoye province, Quebec. So there are a lot of provinces in Canada, but 10 of them actually. But all the provinces in the file Canada Revenue Agency. However, Quebec file both Revenue Quebec and also Canada Revenue Agency. So baby, I'll be filing tax via Canada Revenue Agency. Except for Quebec, they call both Canada Revenue Agency and the Revenue Quebec. And also there are 3 types of returns. There's personal tax return, that's the T1 general, and corporate tax return, that's T2, and the trust return, T3. My focus on this presentation was on the T1 because it's mostly individuals now, I say. And Pastor Mukachem said a student mostly, so I'm targeting mostly the personal tax return. So, sorry, I think I skipped one. Okay, so that basic information about the tax return, that's the T1. The tax year for personal return is a normal calendar year. So it has to be January to December. So this means that we'll file a tax for every year. I was say income now and I was say within January to December of a year. So in this case, for this year, you file it from January 2024 to December 2024, 31st. So any income outside of this year no be this a what filing or something. I don't know what they're making. I say, be our questions so you can put it aside. So it's a calendar year. It has to be within. So let's say when you're Juma, I will say unya T4 no say my current year 2025 they're my 2025 the fan for 2024 the year be filing the so it's a calendar year. That's what I'm implying there. And the normal filing deadline is April 30th. I put the word normal there because sometimes I fall late on the weekend. I fall late weekend I get the next business day. So that's the deadline for you to file your tax as a resident with your social insurance number. And all the benefits stops if you don't file your tax by the deadline. That's April 30th. No. you must file even if you have zero income to receive eligible benefits. So there are a lot of benefits our government said them. So one year that year no cry, who file zero now. We are eligible to collect benefits to say GST, Ontario credit, carbon tax. One file one file by April 30th. Now you are not going to get anything, but so file we income your zero crowd bit in your file. And you must have a social insurance number to file. Also, every individual must file their own tax, even if you're married. So, more your common law partners and as more married crowd will be a file any the uncle. And yes, more family in as one. It doesn't work that way. Will be a file any the uncle as individual, but family income they calculate it differently if some way couple. And you must also you must declare your spouse's income even if they are outside Canada. So while we're requiring now you're in and now fee still also would declare because it's an advantage for you. Say the income is lesser, when you more credits, now when you more money back. And a CRA allows you to file previous tax that you mixed. So I just said 2023 now has say and at one file or tax you're still eligible to file for it this year. And yes, 2023 won't mean file it. Me. Time be where ready so be file be me. Just that the deadline is April 30th. Deadline comes in when say what the cat. Now say one file yeah. Ubenya penalties ni interest. That's why it's usually recommended so be able filing a tax now on time by latest by April 30th. So income tax refund. And I be bringing say refund on a secure because last year when you be kasi when you pay 2,000, 3,000. This year they also when you get 280 because yeah juma the whole of the year no. So is the total reimbursement made to the taxpayer for paying any excess amount to the Canada Revenue Agency. So refund and you say yeah this I buy this schedule be sika like what over the wasn't Kautria. They said there's a rate for every income our Chrome has say. So let's say we'll make it 10,000 and our tax rate here 1%. I also would a tax of $100. However, where you employer no at say $1,000. Ain't $900 now government back because we try brosho. And on a share tax refund. And a climate action incentive, is an incentive, a tax-free amount to help eligible individuals and families offset the cost of the federal pollution pricing. So where amount a benefit government will be filing tax via or certain income. You're eligible to get it. Usually about quarterly. It's last year, so we receive big quarterly small amounts. We usually around ranging from there 200 depending on the family income and our income. And also there's tax credit and benefits, which includes the GST credit or certain income or income you're lesser or you're eligible to receive the GST credit. Ontario children benefits, so to Ontario when you're eligible and non which you're renter, which means so the account and also in account Ontario children benefits no. And Canada child benefits, a temporary if it sika cry more has your parents legal status. Have for over 18 months. So I state here say temporary residents who have lived in Canada throughout the previous 18 months and have a valid permit in the 19th month are eligible to apply. So let's say over school and now we school no as I say over postgraduate work permit. Now our Oba so betimi nya Canada child benefit ni bi enye for only a half hour obi a one more papers anko o ha legally a oba o school na oba ye adwuma oba o ye adwuma kama na we did 19 months okronim na o yira one wa you are eligible to apply for the Canada child benefit. The slips that we use for the tax filing includes the T4. I believe so many of you know about the T4. T4 your slips are employers they so it shows the total income for the whole year, any CPP, EI deduction, any other deductions be our near pension adjustment. And you now will T4 so T4A slipper usually you get from your school. Say be a when scholarship and a grant and a bursaries be a then you now will T4A so T5 and so your investment income. Maybe I would discuss to bank. You had small interest from the bank and you receive a T5 at the end of the year. And self-employment income, it includes the Uber summary. Obi a ochi Uber, and that's all no aye na juma. And no the summary, no be ma tax accountant, no they are prepared for tax no. And there's also T2202. That's the tuition amount. Like it shows sika uchi as for your tuition, no. It shows on this form called the T2202 where you can give to your tax accountant file your tax on your behalf. Also, you can claim for your rent receipts. So your rent receipt is also part of the forms that you can use for your taxes. There's medical expenses and also charitable donations. Sorry, wow, who contributed via what envelope number? At the end of the year, you'll be issued a donation receipt. And what the total tax no so I unya back because it's a credit that the government is given. And on the crime bar for name is Ghana Uchia, Odia Menya Mary, Adentina, Mese Beji home receipt. And yes, like, and yeah, the money in the way, say, and yes, I buy a budget, second free government, assuring ho per se, but like it's a just opportunity a government to say, oh, boy, assuring inti. Free income when kakra back. Yeah. And a student loan interest. I know you're mostly you'll be a one in the papers government loan for school, no interest. I'll be to the OSAP, no. You can claim for it. Okay, and the tips and tricks for tax returns, no. The first one is to sign up with the Canada Revenue Agency My Account. My account here websites be like you can just make any update and also change it about yourself with the Canada Revenue Agency. You can create my account no in case it be for a fraud person be an obi or unim no fraud no per se. Sorry. Okay. So obi per se like or be free or scam one as a with my CRA account, you can just go there and make sure say CRA will receive letter be free obi and I'll be like what they be verify say when you call free on a wrong like a ampan as all and you get a licensed tax expert to help with your taxes. Obi or file a tax amount, making sure say on the e-file number, or they file it, or a legal person to file it. Because sometimes what the matter down for our own inquiry and our own in the license, it's a problem be bad. Canada Revenue Agency will come directly to you and go down for no. So you will be in trouble at the end. And also don't fall for the CRA scams. Obi betinya fraud, hey, social insurance number, not the casse, or this casse. Give me your credit card information so that you pay it off. It's all lies, it's all scam calls. So before I just tell them that, hey, write to me. I don't believe you. I've been scammed before, so I don't want to pay anything online. Just send me a letter. Or you're a good agent and answer or you're right person or better a letter. I'm an about mailbox. No one will say, hey, you're right. But just don't fall for those calls now. Be at me for just like that. They make it a person or scam on. So yeah, this is the end of my presentation. So if you have questions or answers, you can let me know.
So, who a question I will review and cannot my own to know. But who a question I will put down inside and work will be that. Okay, we'll be up again. Tell me about.
Profile uncle.
Yeah, hello.
My pajama sir.
But they wait another.
Yo, the question I got is my wife is refugee claimant. Now, the whole of last year, you know, and me and your man fancy, and you know, or my benefits, you know, my Sunday T5007. Abreno. But when you T4 be on fire attach, in between Busa Sabia, or which my father and uncle.
But so T5007 no a social assistance no receive it from last year no. And no so since the one management, there's no way so between T4 baby. So on Juma baby no be issue T4 until just the T5007 no and no between their file. So filing on one file, yeah. The good thing about it is we bet me claim the credit no because the 1 year into just the T5007 on kwano receive it. However, so one filing on one file, yeah, more benefits or non benefits back at it. And I want so benefits no yent mean calculating the Sierra Betro say or wife information they on filing the tax. They also filing and sending a calculated family income no and the amount of benefit. Yeah, it is say so when T5007 crash still also filing.
Yeah, that's it. And the next one, a chat room. Last year, I made different companies. And T4 no, Abedos na church, you know, so. But I'm not quite sorry, so no. Also, Apple so ever. And T bet me I can even have my file as once. And file be sad and Tina be sad.
But trying to also making sure so since I also Juma baby no. I also making sure Saka because uko mese ba ko bi a ahwa na akọ impact where you know refund no. Let's say what did me and son a brand me some amount. Me and son me ubenya 4,000. But ebi anka o de ba na one fan kan ho ne be kan ho anka refund be 3,000. But what on Saka 4,000 what the awie. Aban beka say 5,000 bray at the end of the year. Latest by September. Make sure say difference no. Na when you're eligible to collect that whole amount. And also make sure always be on Saka all slips no. And sana one file.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, that's it. Maybe that's.
Actually, we for a question now, which means okay, yeah, inside, I don't know. Okay, Madam Cecilia, but you're waiting.
Actually, Medasi. Actually, Metesa can be about interest earned and interest paid. I want to cover it me clarify. Medawasi. Thank you.
So for the interest one, no, yeah, T5. And no, usually, no, let's say we save you a banker. Usually I ain't because those are an interest rates that high. It was T5 and run it be a $30 bin also $20 bin also. So total savings amount no interest are when free so from the bank no. The bank will be issue T5 to you. So who believe you say last year banking my interest amount to be I also making sure say T5 every bank no usually about mail direct over mailbox by the end of February now. So when your interest are T5 now also what they count and impact tax think a city because amount and so sad, but you still have to report it as an income. Pacho let me clarify more.
Pacho Nampacho so what you loan so
Student loan.
Mpachang.
So student loan, what is student loan now? It depends. Say what's the teacher or student loan now? Time I will start to try no interest I better soon for that year no. So that's January 1st to December 31st of 2024 no. Ubetimi claim it sa interest no on your tax return. Ebe marker.
Pacho Medasi. Nampacho na school fees in this way. I'm about refund school fees na say or more percentage be more refund.
School fees near what tax, your calculation be a unya credit. So, and on also on your form be a friendly T2202. Who file out tax, also making sure so what no free school once and our file out tax no. So who call school. Form needing may repeat again is T2202. And on the show with tuition amount I would try wait me a claim or tax return so.
Pacho Medasi.
Mpacho, Saint Wells, wobɛtumi akasa.
Bacho, what do you mean? So,
Mebɛsɛ yɛte wo nna paa.
okay. With the that's madam or Chichimo de my question no has to do with the medical way. Me young could be a or student visa, but or yare Emma or hospital ma I'm say insurance and cover. I'm saying ne can also homogeneous close to 2,800. And I otua nti almost spreading the man for 3 months. And to me was that say I don't know say or per se or the medical expenses no of failure. Now the bills no otua through mobile mobile app every month to be otua. Then me say with medical expenses no which document and also they attach is it the form now or more printed with the medical account number no with the amount no and also the attach here now your special form here coming with the medical expenses. That's it.
So for with the medical expense, no say like or breaking it down, no one year receipt for the whole amount no try na. Or betting you contact medical facility no. Or betting you issue an annual statement and show the total amount of share for the whole year no. And a bill no. No
Mhm.
So any of the receipts now, but I was say numbers na accountant na the best one. It was a year de utria yankasa. So any receipt on one receipt cra obet me aboa no the man accountant no and also obet me request it from the facility and say on bet me am the summary of the whole year the utria na and also so beboa.
Okay. But that's
Mpacho, this is sorry, wobɛtumi akasa.
Okay, Pacho, I also am to make a.
For trying.
Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Now, I wanted to ask the issue about the T5. I now see T5 is investment income, investment yeah, but Pacho, what about Ontario Works today now based on benefits and I know what do you call that one?
The social assistance?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know usually a call for usually refugee claimants in a AJ and I say obi resident, permanent resident or citizen only enough income to cover for their own expenses and a munya sa amount no. And no yeah buying subsidies I the ma nkofo mu hia moa.
No, okay, I get that, but somebody told me that you almost sending documents to you, which is a T5, which is Ontario Works. So
Is
I
it
wanted to.
007 and only a friend T5007.
Oh, okay. Because then that was confusing me with this one, so that's why I wanted that clarity. The patrol NFA, there's the issues. I think I called CRA the last time, and they made mention of personal taxes. So maybe I'm saying a T1. Have I filed my personal taxes or whatever? I don't know because I have not seen that in the list here. If you can throw some light on that, and if who and who is supposed to file those kind of taxes as well.
Oh, maybe you weren't here on but for the beginning, no.
Oh, you spoke about that. Yeah, I came later, so I didn't hear that.
Yeah, so that was the beginning. It's the personal tax. The personal tax is the T1. So the T1 general, no, I know now file it. Accountant and file it the CRA for your personal tax. So there are 3 types of returns in Canada. There's personal, there's corporate, and there's the trust. So my focus on this presentation was the personal tax, no, and only T1, no. So T1, no, you've been here with date of birth, or social insurance number, or full name, or marital status, and our tax slips, no. So it could be your T5, T5007, as you said. It could be your T4, T3, donation receipt, anything be the filing tax, any tax slip be for personal, no, you can use it for the filing of the personal income tax.
Oh, okay. So it means that for you to file the T1, you need to gather your T4 in case you are employed, and then also the Ontario works the NR work at the T500 whatever. In addition, right?
Right. Also,
Okay.
so basically, all income that you made, you have to report it. So
Report
all the slips are when you maybe or baby 5. When you're T4 ni mo 3 pay. 2 now can also making sure say you add it, because baby 5 now you Canada Revenue Agency name, because the employer no or the MAWA
Mm.
so my Canada Revenue Agency. So what mean that me ejuma 5 but me report 3 pay no be ma me income na low into me report 3 pay there 5 ni nyina wo mo hodada into who exempt bia they will later write to you say what exempt 2 way into the edema initially the refund edema initially na enough, you have to pay back their difference to them most of the times with interest and penalties.
Okay. Now, me pacho fuel. Those are that expense, groceries and all those kind of. Where do you file those ones? Because I hear people confusing me that any kind of expenses you have made, you can file them. So I want to know where does those ones also go?
Okay, so those are all called personal expenses. And personal expenses, you can claim that on your tax return. I said, make to
Okay.
that way.
Okay.
It's all personal expenses. In order for you to claim for an expense, and it has to be business related. If you are self-employed, which Uber. So Uber no, auto gas, so what insurance. All those expenses, you can claim it towards your Uber income to reduce it. But in the case that we employee for a company, you're not entitled to that. Unless you're self-employed now, but you're claiming some expenses relating to the business. So all the expenses that you claim must be relating to earning the income now make you as a self-employed individual. But for personal expenses, will be our employee there. So mostly while you're employee, you barely can be able to deduct some stuff unless there's this form called T2200. If your employer issued that to you, that's when you can claim some expenses based on the income now, any expenses that were incurred whilst you were working for that company.
Okay. Thank you very much. The last question, it has to do with rent. Okay, so let's say from the previous place I'm at now, my landlord is refusing to give me, the receipt, of all the rent that I pay. And then also secondly, maybe we didn't go on any particular agreement. Because you know how I'm talking about this is a Ghanaian who I went to stay, at their house. And you know how when we come, Bani said, we give you a place, you pay and all that. So usually there's no formal agreement. So my question is that for such kind of arrangements, when you're moving out of the place, it's very difficult for the person to give you a receipt because if you cry no chia. So now I adding. So in that case, what do? Do you declare that null and void, or you have to go every means to claim that?
So in order for your accountant to claim it, you have to give them the receipt for the rent that you paid. So as you said, no, when you're going to stay with somebody, no, I also making sure so you're signing, there's a contract involved. Say maybe it's not say, but so maybe a memo will say, at the end of the year, no be issue receipt amount said the total and now letter cry amount say, which year the total of this amount in the man last year, I'll bet me use it for tax purpose. But when you now go on your way, at the end, no, or cassette, on ya is your own men kind of say one or
You can't hold him
yeah,
responsible.
exactly. I was say one uncle making sure says sir because what can't just amount in your accountant now on to me function unless we who receipt say na
Okay. And see, for instance, assuming you have an agreement form, you went on agreement. Only say now there's a standard agreement that you know you have to fill, or in case you are renting a place and all that. Assuming you have that in place, but you don't have any receipt to show, but then you have, because that agreement will state whatever amount you are paying monthly. Oh, so I want to know, can that be used? And I say it has to
in
strictly
agreement that
depend
shows
on.
that sorry.
Uh-huh.
Who agreement who sign contract at the beginning now it show how much you paid every you can have a backup then because you paid via your e-transfer or like depending on how you pay you made a payment. It will even reflect on your statement or something. So if you have such an agreement signed by you and the landlord, yeah, you can use that. So if that happens now, or no so issue say CRA edges are letting that they'll go after him. Say, I didn't know one report to our rental income way. You have to pay for the taxes on that income now or you know.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. Sorry if my questions were many, but I beg, I just had a lot to talk about.
Please, a follow-up question on that, please, I beg.
Sure.
Okay. So, Patro asaba no okano. Supposing say nipa ne tua rent no with cash, no so way.
And no proving no ever but so with me initial contract now, then that should be fine.
Oh, initial contract, but we need evidence of payment because we paid in cash.
You paid in cash. You paid in cash, so you won't get enough. But there's a contract, so you sign. Both of you signed, so you can use. Yeah, wait me use it.
Okay, thank you.
Usually, no, the Canada Revenue Agency doesn't ask for it most of the times, but sometimes they could. And if they ask and you don't have it, you're in trouble, right? So that's why you have to make sure say available before you claim for it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cheerio.
Patrick, me dey say bia o under agency no mama o check her. And also betimi file for tax.
Okay, so for income bia ubenya say if you one person bia ubenya cry, you have to report the income as income on your tax return. However, some people, yeah, your friend under table. No company doesn't issue any T4 to you. Say you might check her. It's even risky yourself because check that means it's going to your account. However,
and check me patrol check and me the call bank on me my deposit at my account. Let me be say and make agency for no one I could T4 now and I said them.
Yes, so company name amount, which is the agency name checking amount. And also T4 amount.
Oh, okay.
If you are we so multi tax or multi EI and CPP end of the year, February 28th, and a deadline for company BRE Juma. Sorry, I also more issue T4 amount. And by this time, it is say what 9th. Company I won't issue no. Mean kind of say it's against the law. I was some issue more. So I say.
Okay, it's almost for my which me say some request and I say
exactly. Yes.
Okay.
Like I said, accountant say deadline and I also will issue it February 28th. I didn't think that's still money from my no mama will answer the intia, but by law no, because if someone file it by 28th now, I also mutual penalty in interest my government. So most of one makes it ready. Sometimes if you away jay jumano, and I say what dress assassin. Inti ebi omu meli bre on sanka. Inti also one out from say if I show me san nyanka me T4. Me so me file me tax. No more issue for from.
Okay. Thank you.
Me Pacho, me one question.
Yeah.
Me Pacho, na forms no. Oh, Kati, I mean, a student with the T2022. Na no. And only form na may use to have file tax na say there's additional form. Me di we be attach. I want to make clarity kakra. Thank you.
But your question in your click.
Me Pacho, me say me a student. Why you show me with the T2, is it T2022 or 2202? But sa form no, na omo issue ama me no. And one I may feel it, they are filing me tax. And I say, I'm going to get an additional form, another platform, a messiah input.
Yeah, so you
Let me the way I attach it. Okay.
yes. So over here, software, and I said you can also do paper filing, and I said you can consult your accountant to do it for you. But the old more mono, I know T2202, no, tax slip out there filing, and yeah, no, the file tax no, say like form out there file, yeah, another form I the file tax, but what attaches slips no to that form, and
Okay.
in order to file it.
Okay. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. I clarified that.
That should be another question.
Me Pacho, me say another question.
Okay.
My question is say did you go through here? Sika no mbetwa an installment and also mbetwa no boom na amount.
So for refund babom. Refund your excess tax now when you're back no. And no never usually after what say file with an e-filer, usually with a direct deposit, it comes within 2 weeks. Into a castle file or file ma within a year. Let's say and now the following 2 weeks after never. And only if say we use direct deposit we issue direct deposit information to them. However, say one issue direct deposits now, a paper as a check. Check no, sometimes it could take about 6 weeks in Sana Unsaka. And that's the GST and Ontario credit. No, it depends. GST comes quarterly, every quarter, yeah. It is let's say 500. You bet you move 4. And it's starting from May or June. No one started. You actually move on the Obenya. And for Ontario credits, so say less than 350, you get the amount as one amount. However, say what the rent can wanna say unya credit ni so I now brought 350 now. They divided by 12 into every month to be when you be $80, $100, depending on the total amount. Now, so benefits ne there, but like and bamboo, but refund and a bubble. She said we entitled to a refund there. Ubenya boom in 2 weeks, or if there's a checker up to 6 weeks.
Okay. One Pacho, yeah, it's your chair rent na a to the account so.
Usually, the rent, one person can claim for the rent. So moye nipa 4 and moye nipa 5 and then in that contract in this one. And I bet me issue a receipt in our accountant na dia fire.
Oh, okay.
Pacho, I have a follow-up question. It has to do with Pacho. The CRA account, my business account, now my account or whatever you spoke about. Pacho, last time I asked the CRA people and they told me that you have to have filed your taxes before you can open that account. It's in Pacho, if you can clarify that.
Yeah, so that's what the agent said, right? So mostly,
Yeah.
in order to open, they ask for the previous year's line numbers, So for the best is to wait after you file your first, then you can open the my account as
Okay.
when you call them.
Yeah, because I tried opening and they were asking some information which I didn't have, so that's what she said. Okay, and then the last thing, it has to do with hey, how can I forget this one? Hey, Pacho, I'll go and come back. There was one question that was on my mind, but I think I've forgotten that one. I'll call. I'll ask later.
No problem.
Aha, it has to do with the Uber. And I'm person bisa say, is it advisable to file your taxes for Uber annually or quarterly?
Which type? I'm assuming you're talking about HST.
HST, GST. Yeah.
Yeah, so the GST, HST, it depends. It depends on your Uber income. So if you believe that the depending, like I say, depending, and I even say amount as to too much, the government will write to you that do it quarterly or monthly, or some companies even do it monthly. So it all depends on the total income you're making. If you want to save, you can, and your income is lesser, you can do the yearly one, the annual one, and on at the end of the year, no file anywhere you'll be there. Because filing the quarterly or monthly, it's also going to cost you if you're doing with an accountant or something. So it's better to go with the annual one, then you file it once, then you're good to go. However, when you file the annual you tend to pay more. So depending on the HSC that you've collected, you have to make sure you're putting some aside for in the future. I will be clear back.
Now, okay, so when you say, if it's more or less, what basically is the threshold? Because
So the minimum that you have to, so the maximum amount, sorry, actually the minimum amount you should earn for you to collect the HSC is 30K. Some Uber, like if you started last year, within, let's say, getting to the end of the year now, you're not going to get that much unless you're driving over to get that amount, So there's I believe it's 100,000 for you to be changed to quarterly, and now quarterly 100,000. I'm not sure the exact amount, I have to verify, but it all depends on the total income you're making from the Uber. And government but said change your quarter, and I said change your monthly. But initial start you can go with the annual, which makes it simple for you.
okay, so last year, 2024, I started the Uber, let's say, I did it for a month. Okay. Now that a month, I collected GST, HST, just a month, which is far less than the 30,000 annually. So I'm asking, do you still have to pay for that?
Yes, because before you register for the Uber, you have to open the HST account, right?
Yes.
So Uber is not like say you're self-employed now. Well, choose to say, as let's say well, your business, and now say GST number. Offer our first question, baby, say we income never brought 30,000. What say there be or make say what's say income never brought 30,000, send you register amount. Into Uber, they different case. And on all register now, they'll tell you to open the HST account first. And so when you're being quiet, you have to report it because you've received it, right?
Okay, sure, perfect. Okay, thank you.
No problem. But you'll be a question, yo.
Me patcho na kampese since we accountant e be sank who service fees no.
Oh, okay. My service fee, it all depends on the service I'm being provided. So I'll suggest you call me regarding that. but it starts from $40 for student. So it all depends on what you're doing. Or you're self-employed, or your corporation, be very different.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, but so maybe can say apart from the Q49 the back and also baby safety on the farm and for filing. You do who go or what say you prepared for no man, the boy may you can afford to ana.
Mosika kosho. Refund no. And I don't know, yeah, other than for so company take more than what they should. Like usually your boy because every year we are making nyahri. So between am OT for no income no. Maybe I'll bet you can employer and say every pay be or bet me at extra $50. And I say every year be out file or tax. And now we are Juma baby especially those people no one more year Juma or baby no. The tax deduction no, it's not usually it's not enough. If say why Juma baby now amount no so. Or tax now is all the cut. Because a tax now deduct every both companies and 3 companies now here no. And so tax I wasn't going for the whole year. So you can tell them to take extra tax. Say be aware back regular tax with their full basic credit now. The remaining ones no, they can deduct extra tax. I am my own deca at the end of the year. Number 2, so your donation. Say more sorry, sir. Be count one up so contribute towards donation betting your for or tax with me more. Put me contributing more, then the more you get. But just that you can contribute over 70% of your income. So any amount be able to make a contribute to be and also submit your bomb or your more back. And a BB RSP. That's the registered pension plan. No, I know for retirement pension plan. And no a contribution I'll bet you make it towards your pension. And I won't have credit for that on your tax return. But it's not it depending on income when you and I calculate it. So while we're first time filer no, when you're eligible to buy the RSP no. But be a or what check a crab RSP and no a pension sika will contribute. However, you get a credit for buying. Government amount say will contribute towards or pension no. What me claim use you as a credit on your tax return to reduce your income. However, says can no contribute now so and no more tax. So who will contribute to that in RSP now also making sure say it's for your long-term goal. And it will also help with your tax return because you get something back out of that for contributing that. No? And medical expenses. Let's say you incurred a lot of medical expenses the previous year. You can claim that on your tax return if you have the income to claim for that. And with tuition, they're not also T2202. No. So when your income more, now person will claim you T22202 now, and also so be one when you refund more. And or rent and so bit menya and on any refund but credit as an Ontario credit. Yeah, these are the most popular ones I know about for now. Yeah.
Okay, I don't watch it. And if I want to do a question for Fabiana.
Pacho, maybe a question, Kaka. And Pacho, assuming you're doing a lot of remittance or sending money back to Ghana and other places, you know, do you have to file that word? That's your or declare that word?
Do you have to declare, you said?
Yeah. Do you have to declare? Assuming you are sending money back home, like, do you have to declare those ones as well? And you have evidence of that, let's say through Interact.
Declare because you're sending money is not an income, right? It's something you're giving out for your personal thing. Anything personal can be claimed on there. So if you say, oh, I say expense, I'll bet you claim, yeah. That's what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean, yes.
No, you can't. It's a personal expense. And the income is and this come me and I papa. Come the best. Basically, anything personal you can claim. It has to be business related. And I say it has to affect the income that you're making. No? And that. Employee in Suswa, you need a T2200 form first before you can claim some expenses.
Okay.
That's your question for you, one. Okay. So far, no, there's 10 days, 2 minutes. You have a question here. Based on the accountant in Caterina, and single why you be service and nice in Crook. And I'm here to fit regularly. You say, what about the already big cleaning?
Hello.
Hi.
What's your question? Quick one. But Madam Nami Busa say, I know say o start now o file like omombe like amount the like ever show the actual amount that like also when you before you even like complete the whole process. No problem, sir.
And even say, what they made me, for instance, what they will slap the premier, they making sure said mess and no summary. I'm
Okay.
one the answer.
Okay.
We go ahead and send my file. It does by law what should happen. Oh, I'm right to do it. I can file it for you. You have to tell me, say yes.
Okay. All right. That's
I hope you would have to share your details so that if we have to contact you in person so to do other things for us. Yeah.
So that's my flyer over here. It's my tax flyer. So me screen now. It shows. Yeah, and
Yeah, I see, but I don't see your contact in there.
let's get in touch. We'll get down.
Oh, okay, down there. Okay, thank you. My eyes are a bit worrying.
That's your question for do one. Okay. You say we'll go one man on your accountant. There's some of the country on. And then you will be able to do one and okay. Okay.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah, advice I make usually Obi Obeka say, oh, me I make my day, me yeah Uber, me I make claiming expensive way. The me pay me I meet me I also. Remember the CRA can come after you easily. Usually Obi a what's the hatchet be who brown envelope on the mailbox man and the machine kaka because is either the government, any of the is either IRCC or is either Canada Revenue Agency. So you have to be careful what you enter on there. Make sure say all the receipts for evidence in case a Canada Revenue Agency comes to you. Yeah, so you have to be careful. Everything I'll be claiming it. So wow, yeah. Yeah.
Pacho, lastly, Pacho, almost subletted dying. So in case of subletting are you supposed to declare the income as the income to CRA?
Okay, so you mean that landlord nana?
And so wakwaje NAB or 1 room no the amo obi. And a nipa ni tuyama no.
Ain't upa let's say mema kwaje and a meme rent amount.
Aye.
What's a meme ma receipt? I'll bet me their claim.
Okay. But no no what duty says so file sa tax no.
Or no, they didn't receipt from the landlord one. Receipt no na entitled to claim.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Question for be any what they are.
At your last question.
Hello. Okay.
And me patrol for the donation or church offerings, sorry, other donations that we've made. And yeah, since you're a church accountant, I want to know when and how we can get that. This time is almost.
So that was provided to me last week. And the list of people has increased. Like last year was not that much. The number of people not increasing. So it's gonna take
Kofi Niyama.
also kakra. So I'm still working on it. But like OBI in the total amount so you can just use it, but you'll be getting the receipts soon because I'm very, very busy now. And I mean, usually, I recommend, I ask, I'm not sure the title, but maybe Elder Joseph so best send your mommy by February 28th, to set the deadline so that I issue it out. But my auntie didn't cut till last week, so I'll send your mommy the me but it might delay kakra. So total amount you can claim it, and I'll send it soon. We'll be answer back Canada.
This could be the amount there, and maybe an American company.
Hello, and the understand we can contact you so that you like over to me I process it, you know. And
It will be easier for me, correct? So I can just check what the church has for you, and then I can put it in.
All right, perfect. Okay.
But so, question hopefully be anywhere there. The better wrap it up na the next step is the best Madam Doctor na waboy na ya file bi ya kama question hopefully be any. No, you see, maybe na sorry. Na name ya sorry praying for a name. Ada the accountant with me the number more than am I anapana kwa my embrana kakra na no na what this the BBM amobi nya ne ho ntia. Yes, me to say bisa question ama wa answer. Nti ye kan say na we share with na adwuma na wo ya ma asọrọ no ko so aye na yes as individuals never say the document never back na wa file na na ye no bi mo adwuma na no wa kasa flyer no next week na the auto after platform na fi no recording no so ye the auto platform no be a want to join you so bit ya replay na banana want to see na ye ni na so the no way you to na mi sure be ni na so na mi sure say you a contact and after connect na you bisa question dia na ito na yenye ho interest na ye ma ubi anka se ni ya ke kan se ni ya se yin kudi okay kudi ni na no ya dia ye tia se ni nkofo kan na ma nye se ye fare ta se nko a ade bia na opese oye bia no ho be hia se ubedi kan nya ho nimbi enye to bia keke o kan ya na wa fa sum na de ko nkini na so na me ya doma ni be tinya ni be ye ele duru baabi so a ansa na betu bi akeke no bomodin ase oni mpanyifo ba ko ni be kasa ana se obi a won hwe waye bi dada na wa direct wonye so ana se wonni ni a ni abotre na oni nkofo so a odi omu di nkasa na mo nse mo abapa no bi abo nti nyame nkan nyina ho na yenye ntem na yenhwe accountant no mware neska na yese ntaga kanedia ya ni o se di yen ni ya nti edibisi ya no de bi ase madam Salome so ya da wasese etimi de eye account no my and I can be a host you that eventually na I'm going to be. I mean, saying that very the accountant. I say, yeah, and didn't need to not the kata. I don't know that.
I'm also now, I say.
All right.
Okay.
You're maintaining now. All right.
Bye.
Mm.
Thank you.